Good morning. Well, I wish it was a good morning. But anyway, today is the 24th of May, 2024. The time is 5:11 in the morning. So I'm making this video because I want to show that I am in my sound mind. And I want to begin by stating my two middle names. My name is Regina Patrice. My birthday is July 4th, 1958. I am 65 years old. I was born in Rowland, North Carolina by my mother, Helen Aletha. I won't give my last name. My father's name was James. Real name is Rev, but he changed his name to James. I am the sixth child of 9. And I am being gang stalked. And I'm telling this because I don't know if I would live or if I would die. Because these gang stalkers are doing something to make my body swell. And my intestines are being swollen out of place and to make me look like I'm pregnant, but I'm not. So, I'm not sure of the years, but I do believe in between 2012 and 2013, I had 2 procedures done from thing that was happening to me. Back in the 80s, I started having a problem with my heart. When my heart will beat too hard and too fast, where it would wake me up out of my sleep. And my body will actually jerk along with my heartbeat. And so I've been having that problem all the way up into the 2000s. Not where it would beat so hard where it would wake me out of my sleep. That just happened in the 80s. But my heart was giving me problems. And then I started having problems with my stomach. Where my stomach was giving me a lot of problems. And it had got where I was having problems going to sleep because my stomach would just felt like my stomach would be shaking like this here. And I'm not knowing what the problem is. Then I just started, for no reason, started having problems with my neighbors, making extreme noise where we couldn't get sleep at night. Having problems in church, men coming to church with robes on and spreading all type of lies, rumors. But they started saying that I didn't believe in tithing. I don't know these men. Never talked to them before in my life. Never seen them until at church that one time. But whoever they was and whatever they were saying, the church people believed it, and they started acting out on it. And we moved. Okay, when my nephew died, and he was stationed in Goldsboro. So when he died, I started trying to help my sister because she was having mental problems. Me not knowing that this was being done to her. How long she been having problems, I don't know. But I know when I had, Well, I had one surgery. This was a surgery I had in 1996. 1996, and the doctor sent me home hemorrhaging from the hospital. I was hemorrhaging in the hospital, but I didn't know I was hemorrhaging because they told me I would have a lot of gas. So that's what I thought it was. And I started asking in the hospital for gas medicine. So this went on for, I can't remember if it was 2.5 weeks or 3.5 weeks, because it's been a long time. But I realized I was hemorrhaging because the blood started coming out of me. Because I thought it was gas, so that's why I was trying to do past gas. And I just started bleeding light blood, because that's how long I had been bleeding. So I was going back and forth in the hospital every month for 3 months. And then in the following year, I had to go back in the hospital because all my organs stuck together. And I was having problems having a BM. So I had to go back in the hospital to see what was wrong. But my valve was stuck. Everything was stuck together inside of me. So I've been having problems ever since the 90s. 90. Well, before I had the surgery, I was already having problems. And but I still did not know what. I'm thinking I'm having medical problems. But I couldn't find out I'm being tight with technology. So once I moved up here, because after my nephew died, my sister lived by herself for 2 years in Cumberland County. So I would come up here and check on her, but she just it just got worse for her because of people, the greed of people would get her drunk so they could take her money. So by the time we got her, because they said she couldn't live by herself anymore because she was cooking and forgot she was cooking. And the apartment I have now is the apartment she had then. And it was smoked up when I moved in it. It's still smoked up. And I've been there 8 years. Anyway, she was threatening to hurt herself. So me and my sister, before she did that though, me and my sister, we had planned. I kept telling them that we need to get her some help, because I knew she couldn't go to the liquor store by herself because she don't drive, and the liquor store wasn't that close to her. Someone was taking her to the liquor store, and she was buying big things of liquor. See, she came into some money, quite a bit of money, when her son died, because he was in the military. So when you got greedy people who see this woman is sick, and then they were taking advantage of her. By the time we got her and we started taking her to court, trying to get her away from people, they had took 200 over. They said 200,000, but it was more than 200,000 because she had some money I didn't know about. But I do know out of the money that she did have, 200,000 was missing. And so my other sister, they put her over my sister, and the last day of court, my sister brought, because she stayed with my sister for a month. So after court, my sister didn't want to have nothing else to do with it. So she brought the things to me, because I told her, I said, well, I'll keep, because she didn't want to go into a home. You see, that's where my sister was going to put her in a home with a lot of older people that she didn't know. But Knowing my sister, that wouldn't work. My sister is rather mean. She'd have been in there cutting up, because that's what she been doing for the last 8 years. Going on 9, cutting up. I mean, she really cuts up bad, too. So she was saying she didn't want to go. And so I said, well, I'll keep her. And so she came and stayed with me in Robertson County. It's been some months in September, October, November, December, January. But we moved. She stayed with me in Robertson County about 4 months, and then we moved up here, and because her doctor was up here, so I wanted to get her where she can, we can take her to her doctors. So that's why I ended up getting 2 places. I got the place that she used because I saw it was vacant, and it was re-renting it. So I got that place, and then I got her a house. So there'd be room enough for me, my daughter, my granddaughter, so we can take care of her. I don't have to do it by myself. And that's when I realized something was going on. Before that, I thought I was just having medical problems. But these people were making it obvious that they was bothering me. I didn't know about gang stalking. I just thought it was witchcraft and people just being mean. And in Robertson County, people were being mean there too, but I still didn't take it as I knew it was witchcraft because I started seeing things and they would just disappear. But everywhere I would move, there was witches, and I lived right in front of some witches, and they left some change in the yard or in the parking space, and it was when I got out the truck. It was sitting right there. So they knew what they meant for me to get it because they put it on the side that I would get out on. And so I did. When I saw it, I knew what it was because a pastor that told me about someone had placed a bunch of change at the church on the church steps. And see, these people are bold. But they not just bold enough to leave change on the church steps, but they goes to church. They be in church. You have to excuse me, my eyes is itching. And this had to be every morning with my eyes just itching. They was at one time I used to wake up, it'd be bloodshot red, and it would scare me like crazy. But they were doing that to me then. These people are able to do stuff from a distance. They don't even have to be in the same building with you because all this electrical stuff is in here with you, and they can. Honey, how they do this stuff, I don't know. All I know is what they do. And this is not just technology from the earth. Anyway, um, we started having problems where this guy that stayed like 2 houses down from us, started cutting symbols in the cement. And he was cutting symbols. And I had told this pastor, that's how I found out that I was about gang stalking through her, because I started looking up things on YouTube and in the internet trying to find out, what I'm going through. And I came across her video where she teaches on YouTube. She's a pastor. And I was listening to her videos and what she was saying she was going through and her granddaughter was going through. And so I wrote to her and she wrote back. So we started emailing each other. But then we both have AOL, and AOL started messing with our email because they blackballs our name. So everything we try to do, our names are blackballed. Even trying to shop online, going to the stores. These people they are sick. They really are sick. But they think they are highly intelligent, but what they do is pure sickening. They have it where you can't go to the grocery store or go to the doctors or go anywhere. Because by the time you get there, they already there. And so they started cutting symbols. I could never understand why he was cutting those symbols. But that's a part of witchcraft and alchemy. So I don't know if that was giving them access into the house. I still don't really know why he was cutting symbols. Because he cut symbols everywhere there was cement. From the right at the garage door, back out. It started at the garage door, and then went back out to the street. The whole 2-car driveway, and then the sidewalk is connected to the driveway all the way to the front door. So he started cutting symbols all the way to the front door. He actually jumped the fence. There's a wooden fence in the backyard. He jumped the fence and cut symbols at the back door. And I heard him when he jumped the fence. You know, you could hear the feet hit the ground because I won't sleep. It was late in the morning. So that's what he would be doing, like 2 o'clock in the morning. He up cutting symbols in the cement. And I started getting hit in my stomach. The same place I had surgery. When the doctor sent me home hemorrhaging, I developed abscess. So I had to go back into the hospital to get the abscess drained, but it only made it bigger. And so I had to have another cut. But they had like two. They started out real skinny, and then they just got bigger and bigger, so they can. It was just bad. It was really bad, and the place I had the abscess, that's where I started getting hit every night around 3 o'clock in the morning. I would hear a loud noise, and then I would catch that pain, and I could feel something like something was like I was hemorrhaging, and I would take my stomach because when I was in church, you know, we believe things by faith, and so by faith I was taking my hand and I was pulling it out of me, and I would do like that, and then they would do something else. You know, we were like going back and forth, and this happened every night, and so I was going to my house because I can't remember if I cut my grass. I think I cut my grass every 2 weeks and cut my sister's grass every week. Her grass, because there was a lot of dandelions, and they would just grow real fast. So see, my grass didn't grow like that. I didn't have all them dandelions. I just had grass, but it was that thick grass. And so I would cut my grass every 2 weeks and cut my sister's grass every week. And so when I would cut my grass, the guy across the street he would come out on the porch and, you know, start doing stuff. They was able to send stuff that hit me. Stuff I couldn't see it, but I could feel it, and I could hear it when it hit the house, and it would dent the metal that the house was made in. I can't sidings, okay. Even if I was in the backyard, because we had a fenced-in porch, they would do it if I'm in the back there too. You know, these were grown men, grown men attacking me. They now out there. The white people was the one that mostly attacking me, actually attacking me. And but we had a black neighbor too. And I don't think he was the one. He didn't ever um, do anything while I was outside. If he did, I didn't see. But I hear him talking about things that he shouldn't know. And because what the doctors were doing, implanting. When I had those procedures, the doctors were actually uh, implanting me. So they were able to hear. That's why they were able to hear my conversations, know my whereabouts, because they was tracking me. They could hear my conversation, but they could see things too. Things that were happening in the house, they would know about it. And they'll talk about it so you can hear them, because they were trying to make you paranoid. But they wanted you to, they was always say we were paranoid schizophrenia, not just paranoid, but they had to put that schizophrenia in there too. Because that's what they wanted to do to you, make you paranoid schizophrenia. And I just kept digging and digging, till I found out what was going on. And then one night, I was in watching television, and someone came and got me and told me to come look at this. So when I went outside, I could just see a bright light coming down from the sky. And I just stood there. So when the light got down just above the houses that was out there, it cut the lights off, and it was a flying saucer. And I said, oh, that's a flying saucer. I mean, a huge, this was not no little toy thing. This was a huge, like a car, but it was a flying saucer. It was silver. And it just sat there. It made no noise. They're very silent. And it just sat there. So I just stood there and looked at it. I was in shock. And maybe a few minutes went by, and it just sat there. And it finally started slowly moving. I mean, it moved real slow, going down, back out, like going back out of the neighborhood. And so I went back inside. So I don't know if that's what was hitting me at night, because I would hear a loud noise, like a boom, and then I would get hit in the stomach. So I didn't out there. I didn't see no more flying saucers, but one of my grandsons did, and the person he was talking to said they see it out there all the time. So they out there out here all the time in the skies. The people around here, they know what's going on. The people that live here in this county, they know what's going on because this is a military area. So when we moved, because the guy kept cutting, I didn't feel safe. Trying to get my sister somewhere safe. But I wished I would have stayed where we was. But I started writing letters to politicians and to the church, because I thought it was just witchcraft. I'm letting them know that we've been attacked by witchcraft. So the politicians, they didn't respond. But when I wrote to the sheriff, I wrote to the sheriff department. The sheriff started riding by the house, real slow, looking over at the house. And a sheriff came to the house looking for a guy that they had just moved in next door. But as soon as they moved in, they moved right back. I don't even think they were there a good month. It was a young black couple, a guy, and I guess it's his wife, and they had a small child, little girl. But they didn't stay there. They moved right back out. And the sheriff came there looking for him. because I didn't know the people. I didn't know his name, but that was the house that was next door to us. The address that the sheriff gave me, but he was the one hiring. He was the one that was hiring the people, the gang stalkers out there. I think each neighborhood got their own sheriff or someone from the sheriff department. It's over the neighborhood. It's hiring the people and going to the community watch meetings, the city cops and the military, um, having these meetings and spreading rumors, just spreading lies. And I think they making up videos to make it look like we doing something really, really bad. And they send the videos out because when I would go to the doctor was react to the videos, and go to the grocery store. Um, they would get say things to something bad about me when I'm walking up to the cashier, because they're trying to make you paranoid, schizophrenia. And this is what they put out there, even your own family, because your family's involved in this stuff too. That's why they don't try to help you, and they turn their back on you because they part of it. Um, Trying to make sure I get everything. So when we moved to the second house, when I wrote to the church, that's when the people started riding by. When I wrote to the sheriff, only the sheriff rode by. Someone from the sheriff department rode by. Cause I don't know why I just happened to walk up to the door or walk up to the window and just see them pass by. And they would always be looking over at the house, riding real slow. But when I wrote to the church, that's when all the people started riding by. The church people, Holy Ghost filled people, people that serving God, but they serve the devil. Anybody that's a part of gang stalking, even the pastors. I've even had pastors follow me around in the stores. And some of them so bold, they walk right up beside me and lean. And I'm looking at them like that, trying to figure out, I'm not a mean person, so I would never say nothing. I would just look at them trying to figure out, what are you doing? But that's just how bad I even went to the uh not Denny's one night. I was at Denny's and this pastor was sitting down with a group of church women. But the pastor got up and walked over where I was and did the same thing. And then went back and sat down. Now these pastors, and they supposed to be able to hear from God, but I don't know what God they listening to that'll tell them that you wrong, that you not, what you doing is not of me. But see, that's the greed. Mammon is their God. That's why I'm getting where I'm having a hard time believing in people that say they're prophets and people that say they're evangelists and stuff like apostles. I'm really having a hard time. And I always believed anything about them, but I'm finding out there's a lot of false people. And they're not hearing from God. It's their own conscience. They're hearing from their own conscience. Because you got some people, they talk to God 24 hours a day. I was saying God said this and God said that, and God ain't saying nothing. I remember I was at church one night, and the woman that brought me witchcraft, at that time it hadn't happened. But the pastor was supposed to go and speak at this church, and she had the evangelist to do it. And so while she was up in the pulpit, I was up there too, and she was speaking. This girl walked up and talking about, I know she's telling the truth, this and this and this, but after church, my granddaughter was telling me she was talking so much junk about the woman. But God told me, I heard God say, I haven't said nothing. And the pastor of the church, he looked at her and he looked at me because he must have heard it too the same time I heard it. God said, I didn't say nothing. And she standing up there lying on God, right up there in the church, saying God said this and God had said nothing. People hearing from their own conscience. Because we hear different voices. We hear the voice of God. If you have the ability to hear from God, but you can hear from the devil, demon, but you still say the devil because they represent the devil. You hear from your own conscience. From our own self, we have three voices. We have the voice of conscience, the voice of reasoning, and the voice of logic. So you can hear from three different voices from your own self. So people always saying they hear from God, but it may be your own conscience that you hearing from. And that's why I don't just jump and say, I have to know for a fact that this is God. That's why a lot of time when I would hear from God, I would say, God, if that's you, do this, and He would do it, just so I know that's Him. And I just been going through some crazy, really crazy stuff. So when we moved to the second house, this man started shooting at us every time we go in the backyard. Now the people at the first house, they was some kind of way they could do their hands. I've seen them do it. They do their hands like that. I think they was into alchemy, but they could do their hands and something of fly by and hit you. Hit something. Because two of my daughter's cars got towed up where they hit their car. Uh, and I know that they did it because I saw him. It was an old man coming from the house of the man that used to mess with me all the time. And they read the cashier record. They'll come outside. When I come outside, him and I don't know who that woman was. He kind of looked gay to me. She looked manly. But anyway, they would come outside and they would be looking up, always be looking up like that, and they start saying stuff about me. I know they talking loud where I can hear them, and I know what they saying was something about me. But she stopped doing it, but he kept doing it. You know, when I come outside here, he come. But there was an older man. I think he the one. I think he was teaching them what to do, how to do it. And it is a practice that they did way back in Atlantis, where they would fight get stuff in their hands. There's a name for it, and I did know it one time because I was looking at TV with this. I guess he was an evangelist or something. He was talking about it, so I looked it up, and it's in the there's a name for it. But he said that's how they destroyed Atlantis by fighting like that, throwing them fireballs and all kind of stuff. There's a name for it. But these people didn't throwing fireballs, but they was throwing something, and it could hit you, and you'll feel it. Um, I was going to the mailbox, so when I going to the mailbox to check the mailbox, the old man was leaving out the house. So once he got to his car, I don't know, but I don't know if I was just paying attention to him or what, but I saw him do his hand like that, and when he did his hand like that, something shot by me. It didn't hit me, but it hit my daughter's car. Her car didn't work much longer after that. And when I called the police, I started calling the police on the guy that was cutting the symbols. And the first cop I called, that came rather, was a young white guy. And he did give me a report, but it got stolen. Somebody stole it. Uh, it was my granddaughter's birthday. We gave her a birthday dinner over at my place. But when I came back home, uh, somebody had been in the house, but my camera didn't record them. Now, I had set cameras in the house, one in the garage and one in the living room. it recorded me, but it didn't record nobody in the house. But when I came back to the house, because my daughter had said she had left something at the house, and she told me to get some trash bags. You know, I always buy the trash bag by the big box. So when I went in the house, there was a light already on, and I went down in the garage, and there was a crawl space up in the ceiling where it dropped down. And so when I went down in the garage to get the trash bag, I came back in the house, and I left. When I came back home, I checked the cameras, and it didn't video nobody but me. But that crawl space door was up, and the light was on when I came home. So I didn't know. Now that I think I'm knowing now, I don't know. I don't know if anybody actually broke in, or if it was inside job. You know, but 3 papers was missing: my insurance policy, my rental agreement, and the police report. Now I had two reports. The lady that ran over the no, I'm getting them mixed up now. I'm getting them mixed up. But I had that one report, where the police came. But he was interested in seeing the symbols. Every time I would call the police, almost every time, because the second police was a female, she didn't ask to see the symbols. It was the men that asked. They wanted to see the symbols. And I think they understood the symbols because they both attacked me. The first police that I called was a young white dude, and the last one was from the sheriff department. He was Spanish or something. He wasn't white. He was his cousin looked kind of like he might have been Hawaiian, so he could have been Hawaiian too, because he's a big old dude. And so he kept cutting the symbols. So I called the police the second time. That's when the female came. Now she was nice, but something happened with her. She was talking to me real nice, and I noticed her body jerk. She jerked like that, and then she started getting. It sounded like her attitude changed. Cause when her body jerked, she said, "Well, why would he do that to you like that?" I said, "Cause they're crazy, you know." But her attitude changed just that quick. So I'm thinking there's something going on with not just people that's being targeted. Something going on with everybody. Everybody's being changed because it's in our atmosphere. They're doing stuff to us in the atmosphere. We all breathing in technology. They know technology. We breathing it in. They putting it in our foods. It's like now I feel like something crawling on my nose. They always do that. They do that when I'm on camera. They'll start messing with my nose, because that's one of the signs that the gangster could do, touching their nose and or doing their hands, doing different things so that we'll recognize. Because they want us to recognize. They want us to recognize stuff that don't seem, other people ain't gonna pay no attention. But we'll recognize it because they keep doing it. Just like they put me to sleep. I'm surprised they haven't put me to sleep yet. But anyway, I noticed something happened with her. But she left. She told me before she left, she said, "Well, if it happened again, call the sheriff department." So when it happened again, that's what I did. I called the sheriff department, and they sent a sheriff. Like I said, he was Spanish or something. He wasn't black. He wasn't white. He wasn't Indian. He was Spanish. And young. He was kind of young, maybe in his 30s or something. Well, he was I was telling him what was going on and stuff. He was telling me his cousin stayed so many houses from me. Let me see. There was 1, to, he's about 4 houses down from us, going back out on the same side of us. And so after that, he attacked me too. He wanted to see the symbols at the back door. And so I was standing on the cement on the symbols. I don't know what he saw, but he started running. He started running, and then he did me like that there. He caught himself, and he did me like that there. And that's the second time. I don't know if they seeing something on me, because that's the second time somebody started running, looking at me, using their third eye, and they started running. Because I was in my hometown, and I was at the gas station, and the dude that was at the cashier, he was in there using his third eye on people. But he's in church, he's supposed to be a deacon. A lot of these people is in church not functioning by the power of the Holy Ghost. They functioning under the power of demons, Kundalini. And he was using them powers in the. I'm in line looking at what he was doing. And then he gonna say, so many people supposed to be in church. But the people don't have to go to church if they choose not to. If they choose to live in sin, that's what God give us, freedom of choice. He don't force us, but you're gonna pay the price. And that's what he was saying. But when I walked up there, he was leaning toward me, and then he just started running. I was like, what's wrong with this man? So I don't know what they seeing on me. But anyway, that's what that sheriff did. He started running. And I'm still standing there looking at him, and he was telling me, you're doing me like that. So I don't know what was going on, what he saw or what. But he didn't give me any type of report or anything. But we were going someplace, and we passed by the cousin house. He was sitting on the porch. That's the first time I had seen him sitting on the porch. And I looked over and I saw him. But once we got down the street, something came and hit the car. And I knew that he sent it. Her car towed. Because it had the same sound and everything that the old man did to my other daughter's car. But both their cars tore up. So, when we moved in the second house, they tore down the fence. And the lady biked over the fence. They went to 4 houses. And they called a tow truck. Now the tow truck came over in our yard and made a U-turn in our yard. Now I had my cameras right there. And he just made a mess in the yard. Because I was standing there looking. He drove from that bike fence all the way up to our house and stopped where the camera there and looked in the window. And just made a mess in the yard. And I had all that stuff on my photo cloud, Google photo cloud. And all that stuff got deleted. But I might still have some stuff, because I can't remember if I some stuff I didn't take off it will automatically go from my camera to the from my computer, because I had to download the videos from the internet to my computer. So that's why I would put it on other stuff, put it on an external hard drive, because I couldn't put so much stuff on my computer. So a lot of stuff I don't have anymore. And I wished I did have it because I can prove how I saw that helicopter go through the sun. That's why I keep trying to tell people the sun, that's not the real sun. Because I seen it go, it like the sun is too far down here and the moon. But the helicopter went through the sun and came back out. But I already knew that it wasn't the real sun because of the stuff it was doing. They were changing the shape, make it look like an eye, or they'd be down in. They have a ray coming from go down in the ground. They were doing all kind of stuff, and then it would move, be right at our back door. The shining up be right at our back door, but it would affect us inside the house, and it would be so hot that you could smell the shingles melting. I just went through some crazy stuff. So now they messing with, got my body all swollen up. They steady swelling up my body. Even at that house, they was raping and sodomizing me. And we were in that house for 4 years. After they knocked down that fence and connected the fence that he rebuilt, he put electrical on it. Electrical lights all the way across it. And he connected it to our side of the yard. And that's when all this electrical energy started coming up, which is out here too. But I can't remember if I could see it through the whole neighborhood. I do know I could see it coming up from our yard. But here, I'm seeing it in the neighborhood because I'm seeing this energy like that guy over across the street. He got a van. I could actually see the energy, the movement of the energy against his van. There's a red fence across the street. I could see the energy, the movement of the energy on that red fence. So I know it's not just in our yard, it's in the neighborhood. And I went to my grandson when he had his trailer. I went to clean his trailer up. And they burnt my feet. And these are 3 different neighborhoods I've been in where I'm being attacked by this hot. It's not just energy, it's hot. It's real hot. And it burned my feet and caused my feet to swell up. You could actually see my feet, the water in my feet shaking. So by the time I left his house, I just couldn't walk. My feet were hurting so bad and so swollen. And yesterday, me and my daughter was outside because we had air laid. I'm gonna do a video of that because I want y'all to see how these people done hijacked my body and got my butt just. I done look like I've gone to a doctor and let them inject this fat in my butt, but this is not it. This is coming from under this house, under the ground, or some pipes or whatever. But it no matter where I'm sitting at, wherever I am in this house, they're either attacking my feet, they're attacking my private area, or they're attacking my head. Any part of this house, they attacks me because we are completely submerged under energy in this house. It's coming out through the wall because these meters, these new meters that they put on our house a few years ago, they're weapons. And this stuff is coming out through the walls. That's why I don't have no furniture up against the walls. Because this energy is coming out through the walls. So it's coming out through the ceilings, coming out through the walls, and then you got stuff coming out from under the floor because it's coming out from the underground system. But I do believe they have pipes running up under the floor of this house because I can feel something rumbling. It was like something would hit, and then I could feel it rumbling. When I first sit there, I don't feel it. I feel it when it's coming, and I think that those These people, they know where I am. I mean, this is technology. And the reason why I'm getting, well, it's hard for me to trust these prophets and stuff, because I've been telling them, cause I've been trying to get someone to help me, pray for me and stuff. They don't even want to pray for you. So they treating you like you don't live like what you used to do when you lived in sin. And one thing about this program too, they have honeypots, and they know you. They looking for us on the internet, and you thinking it's just somebody trying to get to know you, but it's not. They want to get to know you and get you, where you trust them, and then they come in to seduce you or rape you, whatever. The women probably seduce the men, but the men raping women. And this is what they seeing. They not seeing the part that you getting raped. They just see that, the sex part or whatever. Um, it's just crazy what's going on. Really crazy. But yesterday, we my daughter, I was telling her how to aerate, so that way you don't have to if you want a piece of a tree and you want it to be like the adult tree, you can aerate it. And so that's what she did, and I told her how to do it, and she did it. The first time it didn't take, so you have to do it during a time when the sap is running in the tree, when it's still growing, it's not asleep. So the first time she did, she must did it while I was asleep, because it didn't make no roots. So we went back out there yesterday, and we cut the limb that rooted. They both rooted off of my fig tree, and so while I was out there on the ground, like I told you, a lot of time when I'm out there, it burns my feet. My feet just burns, and this stuff actually clings to your feet, and my feet just started burning. But I wanted to, see what she was doing, and she repotted something. Oh, she potted the trees that we had cut. She potted them, and I had her to repot one of my trees. I think it was a pear tree. But my tree's not growing no fruit or nothing, because it grow it, but then it shrink it back up. So, it's not doing nothing. You can't get no food because of this ground that we on. I keep telling my daughter, well, I think there's something going on where I think they done made some kind of deal with my daughter, because this house is killing us. And we've been here 2.5 years, and they've been attacking us 2.5 years. I've written to but let me finish telling about yesterday. So I just happened to, my feet were just burning so bad. I looked down at my feet had done swollen up just that fast. And you can see my feet, the water in my feet shaking. So when I came in the house, I had to take my shoes off, because it's on my shoes too, but it's on my feet. Even after I take my shoes off, my feet still burning. So I soaked my feet in some some Clorox bathroom cleaner stuff, because I had washed the the footer saver with some Clorox, and some of it just fell in it, so I just left it in there, and I put some hot water and I soaked my feet in it. But after I finished soaking my feet, the burning was gone. But sometimes I don't even have to get on the ground. Just going out there on the deck, it do the same thing. But I don't hardly go outside on that ground, because that's what happens when I go out there. My feet are just burned. And see, she was out there too, but see, she not activated. We people who are being targeted are being activated. So that's why we feel everything. We feel things and hear things and know things that the other people don't know. They don't feel. That's why they turn against us. Because they just prefer to just leave us alone and don't be dealing with us because they say we crazy. Because they not activated. But I do believe they're going to activate everybody. They're going to torture us. They're going to have this stuff coming out from under the ground because this is their electrical that's under the ground. Their electrical is on top. Ours running under the ground. But this energy and this radiation and stuff is coming up from under the ground. And then you got this stuff coming down from the sky. And it just reminds me of the flood of Moses. Not Moses, Noah. The flood of Noah. But it's not water. It's technology. And we submerged under it. And I think this is how they're going to get rid of a lot of us. And they're going to start attacking us with this technology. And it's not going to just be us who being gangsta. It's going to be everybody. They're trying to get us into a supercomputer. So they digitizing us. And they're doing all of this so they can have complete control over us. The ones who are going to still be alive. That's why they bringing all these here EP things, making people sick because it's in our atmosphere. But it's being put on purpose in the atmosphere. But a lot of it, the people getting sick, but they go into the hospitals where they don't leave. When they leave, they go into the funeral home because things are being done to us. I know I was a type. Nobody can't tell me what they didn't do to me because I know I was a type in the hospital. They did things to me in 2017. That someone actually called the hospital questioning about me with my first name. People don't know my first name unless it's business. Even people that's been knowing me all my life, they don't know my first name. Unless it was somebody really, really close to me and they know my whole name. But they called the hospital asking for me by my first name. And the nurse came in with one of those long Q-tip looking things to give me a rectal smear because I was passing blood. They would attack me so much I was spitting blood and then I was passing blood in my bowels. But there was something on that Q-tip that caused me to start itching. Because that's what they told her to do. Because when she came in, she was acting nervous. She never did tell me someone called asking about me. Because it was somebody from this gang stock, somebody with authority. These is people with authority, government agencies, FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, FEMA, people, this is stuff like this, the alphabet, the DOJ, the DOD, this is Department of something of the government. The Sheriff Department, city cops, military, doctors, lawyers, judges. And that's why I haven't even tried to go to a doctor because I feel like they're not going to tell me the truth. They're going to tell me some lie and because that's what they did from the first, how they got me to go through these procedures in the first place, through lies. Because they know I was being attacked with technology. Because they let them know. When I'm at the doctor's office, they there too. I remember I went to one doctor, she was a practitioner nurse. We drove up at the same time, and I knew he was a gang stalker. How I know, I don't know. God just let me know things, but I knew he was a gang stalker. So while he was in there, every time he come near me, he'll just start laughing like a like that, kind of crazy laugh, because that was the type of spirit that was following me, a laughing spirit. Because after my son was murdered, something, there was a toy in the bottom of the and I done told this story before, but people might think but I'm doing this for a reason, so that you will know that I can talk to you, and I'm talking to you like I'm not a person that just rambling, talking crazy talk. I'm telling you something with a coherent mind thought. And for after my son died, every night for maybe a month or 2 months, a laughter will wake me up. Every night, it will wake me up. And I didn't know what it was. And so I started looking for it. And the grandchildren had a laughing ammo, but it wasn't the laughter. And I finally said something to my daughter. I said, "Do you ever hear a laughter at night?" And my granddaughter said she do. And I said I took the laughing ammo out the box, but that's not the same laughter. She says, "No, it's a fish." I said, "A fish?" She said, "Yeah, it's a laughing fish." That fish was at the very bottom. I took everything out of that box. The fish was the last thing I took out of the box. And the only way that fish would laugh, you had to pull a trigger like a gun. But it was down there laughing every night. Every single night. It woke me. Then there was the laughter too that I was hearing. But after I took it out of the box, I never saw it no more. I don't know what happened to it. Just like this these people from church sent this witch. She said she used to be a witch, but she's still a witch because she's still working witchcraft. And she sent me a gift. This was in 2007, the same year my son was killed. And this evangelist that brought me the gift, her husband died the same year, 2007. But this witch was taking advantage of her. I actually was teaching her the witchcraft. And so she brought me the gift. But she had she had a attitude towards me. And I said, I'm not dealing with this, because the pastor of the church sit up and talk about people to the young girls, and then they get mad. And she tried it with me, but it didn't work with me because God let me know what she was doing. She tried to get me mad with this girl in church because, she tried to set things up. See, God told me when I saw them, God spoke to me and told me what was going on. So I didn't react to it, what she was doing, and she got mad and set me and the girl down. I mean, she just felt like she could talk to us as any old kind of way, and I don't go to church to be bullied. So that's why I don't go no more. I don't go to church. I do church online. And even the gang stalkers will follow me to the places where I would go and try to have fellowship online. They on there too. Just spreading their lies and doing stuff. One thing about it, we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And I did my sinning, and I don't try to hide it. But I have repented, and I asked God to forgive me. And I had to learn that those men that was coming in my life were being sent. They were being sent, and they were being sent to seduce me. And so I had to learn, you just going to have to be lonely. It's because I'm not lonely for sex. I'm just lonely for companionship, somebody to talk to, to be able to get out and do things. So I gave all of that up, you know. And so I don't date. I don't try to, talk to nobody in person. I just don't do nothing. The people that try to talk to me online are scammers. So I can't even trust just holding a conversation typing, you know. But anyway, um, I done lost my train of thought now. What I was talking about. I don't forget. I should have kept on going like I was going. Uh, can't remember. But anyway, I wanted to talk about what happened to me yesterday. That's why I wanted to make this video, because these people are steady swelling me up, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Uh, just sitting down, time I sit down, I start feeling this stuff messing around my private every day. I mean, this is somebody doing this. And see, when you try to talk to somebody that's in the spiritual, they always trying to say it's a demon or something that you. It's not no demon. These are people that have abilities, and they've learned how to manipulate technology and frequencies and energies. And they got our house full of this stuff because it's coming in through the electrical meter on the house. That's why they changed it from analog to digital. Then they got stuff coming out from under the ground. They've been steady putting stuff under the ground. Or them people across the street over there, they've been ever since they've been over there. Their daddy died this year, so they done made it their headquarters. And I got it on video too. I make sure that now that I be trying to video things, because people act like they don't want to believe what I say. Even the TIs. And then it pisses me off, because if you going through the same thing I'm going through, why is it so hard for you to understand and believe what I'm saying? Because when I hear other people talk about their experience, I believe what they're saying. I haven't heard not one targeted individual who was truly a targeted individual. Because some of these people are gang stalkers pretending to be targeted individuals. But we're going to say certain things and talk a certain way because we're experiencing pretty much around the same thing. But when you start talking food talk that make us look crazy, then I know you are a gang stalker. Because that's what they doing. That's their job, to make us look foolish. But the thing that we say and we going through it. And these people have the ability to do it. They have the ability to put you to sleep. They have the ability to make you hear them because they're talking to you and you can hear what they're saying. They have the ability to make you feel lust. They have the ability to make you feel angry. They have the ability to make you feel sad. This is the kind of stuff that, because they got all this technology in our bodies. We breathe, either that you having some type of procedure where they implant you, and then you breathing in technology on a nano scale. But they are attacking us cellular. Our cellular system is under attack. That's why my butt is just like I done went to the doctor and had some injections. My stomach look like I'm pregnant. My face, they done changed the shape of my face. This side here is bigger than this side because they steady puffing this side here up. You can tell there's something there. The dentist did this. Because when I went to the dentist and I was telling what the dentist did, I got stitches where I didn't have no teeth. He didn't, shouldn't have been cut in there on both sides of my mouth. And that's when I started talking about the dentist. That's when they shut me down on my first channel. So that's why I got a second channel on YouTube by one of my middle names that people don't know me by. I have 4 names in my name. So I've been using my middle name, both of them. The first channel was up under my first middle name that people know me by. People that know me, that's what they call me by, my first middle name. Now this is my second middle name that I'm using now. Cause my first, Regina, is my middle name, but the people don't know that. They don't know that's my middle name because that's what they know me by. Patrice is a name that people don't know, but that's what I use, uh, Patrice, now because they shut me down. But I still got something to say because I'm still going through what I'm going through. And at the bottom of my stomach is heavy. It's heavy, but I can mesh it in. But it's real heavy. And I'm doing things to keep me clean, but they steady putting it back in me. I brought me some teas to flush me. I'm taking I made me some kombuchas and some ginger beer because they have good bacteria in it, and they just steady putting the stuff back in me. So even in the daytime, they used to just attack me at night, but now in the daytime I can't even sit down without them bothering me. And but you can't talk to somebody that's spiritual because they keep saying you got a door open and you done did something that give the causing the demons, but it's not no demon. This is technology. And I feel like if they really hearing from God and they know so all this stuff that they know, they should God be telling them this, that people are being under attack by technology. That's very important, and God gonna be quiet with that because they doing stuff to us on a cellular level, on the inside out. They in our inside of us, damaging us. Cause I'm steady feeling my thighs ain't never been this big. I never had no big thighs. My whole body is not what it should be. They doing this to me. They done hijack my whole self. I'm being raped by technology. Now I've had the problem in the past being physically raped by men because men are just lustful. You can't even sit down and talk to them. And I don't think every man is a rapist. But I think that they were doing this to them to make them do what they did. Because when you living in sin, the demons got legal rights to you. So you can have demons in your body not even know they there. Because they make you feel like whatever they doing is part of you. That's why we supposed to get delivered. But people not doing it. When we get saved, we should be getting delivered from the things from our past. But they just be laying dormant in our bodies. Because you got people that ain't doing what they should be doing. Those spirits, just because you get saved don't mean they just leave. You just you just obeying the word of God. Some people is anyway. But I do believe this technology the technology is an open door to spirits. I do believe that. Because the devil wants us to stay sinful. He don't want us living holy for God. You know, you don't have to physically be doing stuff, but they're gonna do stuff to you to keep you feeling and thinking, God is not there for you. Cause when you do something spiritual for the help, for the good, they're gonna do something spiritual for the bad. They make you feel like, you just wasted your time fasting, you just wasted your time praying, you just wasted your time reading the Bible. That God ain't there for you. This is what they want us to lose our faith. But see, sometimes things happen so bad, and things start coming up in my mind. So I don't know if it's me or them. But then I know what scripture say, and then I have to throw some scripture in my mind to cancel out what that was, because I know God is real. I know God is good. God is loving, but He's also a God of judgment and wrath. But if you ain't doing nothing for His judgment to come on you and for His wrath to come on you, then you shouldn't be worried about being judged or God punishing you because you're not living in sin. But see, they want you to think that you're living in sin because of the crap that they doing to you. They just evil. Evil. I mean, some of them ain't human. They not of us. They not who we are. They come from someplace else. And they shapeshifters. They out here. The shapeshifters are out here. Uh, uh, Things from other dimensions, from other earths, are here on this earth. And they living among us. They looking like us. But they something different. If you have discernment, you can pick stuff up about them. And I do believe those people across the street, I don't think I just don't think. I believe I done lived around some of these people that just seen us. And they be my heavy attackers. But anyway, I done been on here. I sure didn't mean to stay on here this long. Like I said, I get to talking because I be quiet so much in this house. I don't have nobody to talk to. I be trying to talk to my sister. She can sit there. Sometimes she won't even look at me. And sometimes she will. So I be in there singing to her and stuff. I be trying to sing to her. Sometimes I be talking to her. She won't, and I get over her face. She'll cut her eyes somewhere and don't want to look at me. I said, "Oh, you gonna be mean today, huh?" And then sometimes I just get to talking and talk. I keep talking to her. She'll give me a smile. I think she like to hear me sing to her though. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. So what's today? Friday. All right, well, y'all have a blessed weekend and be safe.